Model Making Guru is sponsored by emodels.co.uk, your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. emodels.co.uk. Make something awesome. Mystery package time! Yes! Hey everyone, it's Foxx from Model Making Guru here. Hello, yes, welcome to another Mystery Package Times, in which I open a package that I don't know what's in it, although I do know what's in it, because I bought something, but I don't know everything that's in it, because there's some other stuff in there. This has just turned up today. Lovely follower, Gilead Pillion, I hope I pronounced that right, which isn't his real name. If you recognise the name, you'll know it's not his real name. I do know his real name, but I'm sworn to secrecy on delivery of 10 bags of Flumps a month for my silence. So I know his real name. But yes, Gilead Pillion. Gilead Pillion? It's a reference to something that I've forgotten what it is. I can't remember. It's a reference to something. Anyway, yes, shut up. So, he sent me this rather lovely package, if you remember, a few weeks ago. I put a post up on the Guru Facebook page saying that he was selling off some of his kits. Had a load of things from a Nightingale and loads of other stuff. And I wasn't going to buy any, but I saw one kit and I thought, yeah, I'll have that. So he sent me the kit and some other stuff as well, freebies, which he has told me what they are, but I've already forgot because he wrote it in a message and I'm like, gee, I've forgotten now. So there's some other bits and bobs in here. I think it's his parcel. I think this is what this is. It might not be. This could be something I don't know about because... what a palaver. I bought the kit from him, took it to the post office, he posted it off. A couple of weeks later, I'm like, you know, nothing's turned up yet. He's like, oh. Apparently he has lots of problems with his local post office, and he went there and hassled them, and they said, oh yeah, it's still on the shelf, sorry about that. So he couriered it yesterday, and it's turned up today. Although the tracking on the courier website said, yeah, it'll be there with Monday or Tuesday, so this could be his kit that he sent me and some other stuff, or it could be something else that I don't know about. There are a couple of things on the way to me that I know about, but probably aren't this. So anyway, yes, let's get this puppy open. Like I say, I know one thing that's in it. Just as a bit of a pimp, thank you to Gilead for you know, I was going to say thank you to sending it, but I bought it off him, so it's like thank you for selling it to me. But you may know Gilead if you've never checked out his Facebook page. He's in a band, he's in a band, there's a bit of a metally band, and they do, amongst other things, anime covers. So when you get a minute, go back onto Facebook and check out Industrial Studios. What's the address for Industrial Studios? It is facebook.com/Industrial Studios. Go and check them out, they're good guys. They keep trying to get me to go to the studio and do some vocals, and I keep not being able to. I was going to do some work on a Pokemon theme tune, but I never got a chance. So I've told them now I'll be up for singing some DuckTales. That'd be awesome. So anyway, let's get this thing open. Let's do it upside down. So yes, Gilead, thank you. If assuming this is yours, of course, making a hell of an assumption. Thank you very much. I'm opening this really slowly. When I was young, we used to come downstairs on Christmas Day, like open all our presents. One of my brothers, my middle brother, he used to open his presents so carefully and so slowly. It used to drive. By the time he'd opened his first present, I'd already ripped the paper off all my presents. It used to drive me insane. So I'm doing it now, and I've just realised. Screw it. Let's just get the knife away. Safety, knife safety. Presented by DJ Knife Safety. Let's just do it. I'll just do it off camera. Make sure there's no note in there. Well, there might be a note in here. Okay, right. So here we go. It is the Spartan Scenics Aggressor Class Planetary Dropship. I actually had no idea about Spartan Scenics. They do lots of Warhammer scale type kits for, you know, tabletop gaming, Warhammer, that kind of stuff, Warhammer 40k. And he put this up and I'm like, that looks awesome. I don't know what it is, but it looks kick-ass. So I got this. Apparently, he says it's laser cut plastic. I don't know what that means, but we'll find out. Apparently as well, I found out from him just after I bought it, these guys have gone bust now. Spartan Scenics, they don't exist anymore. So I could be tempted not to make this. Nah, I don't do collecting. So let's have a look. So this box includes one highly detailed Aggressor class dropship manufactured from high quality acrylic and easy to assemble. This model makes a superb addition to any science fiction wargame or a fine display piece for modelers, painters and collectors. The Aggressor makes an inspiring piece of tabletop scenery and will also make an excellent objective. Alternatively, it can soar high over the battlefield, taking part in the action. The Aggressor is aimed at owners of 6 or 10mm miniatures, but with no scale-specific features, the model can be used in any role on the tabletop. 380mm long, 85mm high, and 210mm wide. I get the feeling it's going to be really big, as I'm going to keep doing these, buying really big things. I'm like the antithesis of Team 144. Go Team 144. So, yes, so here is the kit. Now, it feels a little heavy. In fact, 38 centimeters long. It should be as long as my mega size RX-78 2 was tall. So let's get this open, because I suspect there's some other things in here. I like in the box. I like in the design. It looks kick-ass. It looks kind of Star Trek-y. Oh my god, it's already been opened. Right, so let's get this open. Yes, here we go. Right, he has included some other bits and bobs for me. So let's see what we have. We'll come to that in a second. He says he's included some minis. And we have... Ooh. We have some very nice and slightly in need of assembly. Some Cadian troopers. If I know my Warhammer, which I don't. These look like Cadian assault or shock trooper type things. Oh, kick-ass. I was going to get some Cadians, actually. I watched Duncan when I was trying to figure out how to paint faces and skin. I watched Duncan do his Cadian. Tell you what, let's just get these out. His Cadian troopers. And that's where I got my colour tips. Let's get these off. What have we got? We have a pile of dudes. So we have some Cadian dudes. Is this all on camera? Yes, this is all on camera. Who just look like Marines with dumb hats, but I do like them. We have a wee dwarf. Hey, right. I don't know why I'm doing a Scottish accent for a dwarf. It just seems appropriate. Some wee dwarfy little dudes. Hey, right. A wee bit of a cannon. Oh, I like that. So we're going both Warhammer 40k and Warhammer here. So if they're not actually dwarves, I know they've got a name. I can't remember what it is. There's a lovely little cannon there. Hope you can see all this. Another wee dwarf. We have a wee little fella, banner, carrying banner, and a wee little fella with a crossbow. I assume that's a crossbow, or a very funny axey thing. And then we have this dude on a horse, which looks awesome. That's actually got a lot of potential for painting that. He's kind of primed it and started painting bits. But the idea was, when he was selling all his stuff, he was clearing out his stash, because he said there's a load of stuff I'm never going to get around to painting or making. So I just need to clear it all out and get some space. Because the thing is, when you've got a stash like that, you get to the point where your stash is so big and there's so many things, you kind of get stash block, where you're like, I don't know what to do next, or the fact you've got so many models in the wings gets to you and your brain just stops. So sometimes, if you've got a massive stash, sometimes it is good just to clear it out, sell it off, give it to friends, whatever you want to do with it, give it to a charity. It's just like a cleansing thing. I get to the same point myself. You know, you get so many kits in the backlog. You get. I can't really think of the word I'm thinking of. You just don't know what to do. You're like, it's like having a million. It's like giving a puppy 4 different tennis balls. It doesn't know which one to go for because it can't decide. So it's like, yeah. So we have 2 dudes on horseback. Forgive me, I don't know my Warhammer non-40k. So they're dudes. They look gorgeous. So they're in desperate need of painting with lots of finery and details. Without knowing who they are in the colour schemes, I can just make it up. We have a bit of a weapon there. It's snapped off, but that's probably easily repaired. And a dude here who I assume this part goes on to. I won't do it now because I've not got my right glasses on, so I can't really see. Some kind of floaty dude with a very nice cloak. So we're going to have fun with those. Never done the non-40k stuff. So we have all those little fellows. I'll put them down there. In fact, what I will do is I will put them on here so I don't lose anything. Because at some point I want to have a look at big spaceship as well. Big spaceship. Let me put those in there. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, hello. Carnage. There's been droppage. There he is. So I'll put those to one side. We also have this tiny little fella. How cool is that? It's a Zvezda. Zvezda. I know. And I love when Ant tries to pronounce that. He can't pronounce it. And Ted's even worse. Zvezda. Zvezda means star in Russian. In case you're wondering, Zvezda is star. So it's Zvezda, and it is a little tiny Panzer III German flamethrower tank. Snap fit, no glue required. Cool. And it's got like 10 pieces. And it looks sweet. And it's 1/100 scale. So that's master grade scale. So you could, if you wanted to get like a master grade Gundam of some sort and paint it in like World War II German livery and have one of these, you could do a kind of retro steampunky, future diorama type thing. That might be interesting actually, that. I didn't know there were flamethrower tanks, but there are. I don't know if this is part of their tabletop gaming thing. Because if you remember, was it Chris? Did, from Gross Models, did his little Russian fighter plane. Was it Russian fighter? Chris, you know my memory. If it was Paul, sorry. As far as I know, it was Chris from Gross Models. Did his little tiny Russian fighter plane, which was also Zvezda, and was part of a tabletop gaming thing. So maybe this is the same kind of thing. It's designed for tabletop gaming. But he had great fun making that, so I think I'll have great fun making this. So we have the entire sprue, all the sprues, and it's really sweet. It's got little details. You can see all the little panels, and there's tools and towing cables, and there's even checker plate on that. I don't know if it'll come out on camera, but there's even checker plate on those side panels. That's awesome. Little bits of tracks. Little happy weekend build. Let's see how comprehensive the destructions are. Instructions. There you go, done. And it's snap fit. So that's going to be great fun. I suspect, like I say, it is for tabletop-y stuff. There's no decals in there, I don't think. Any decals? Nope, no decals. I'm sure I've got something I could cobble together. So that's really sweet. It's awesome. If you can go back in the box, that would be really nice. Come on, there you go. Near enough. I'll sort that out in a minute. Now onto the meat and... Hello. There's a wee little fella. He's got left behind. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. So here is the big thing. And I didn't actually twig when I read it, but when they say it's acrylic, it means acrylic. It means clear acrylic. It's a clear acrylic model kit. Now that is interesting. That is interesting. That's actually fascinating. If you know your people that make models for TV and films in the olden days, a lot of times plexiglass and acrylic and stuff like that was used to make things. So, for example, the big 44-inch filming miniature Space 1999 Eagle, a lot of the components, like the command module, were made out of plexiglass or sometimes acrylic. So this is kind of a nod in that direction. And it's not small. Now, obviously, looking at the parts, I've got no idea what anything is, but there are panel lines on here. So I'm guessing that's the big sort of landing bay in the middle. So that's going to be cool. I'll need to look up the best way to actually make acrylic kits. There's another wee little fella. Hey, he's got like a rifle. Get in the box. Get there. Don't know why I'm doing the Scottish accent. I do apologise to everyone in the world who actually has a Scottish accent. I like to think my Scottish accent's brilliant, but it's probably not. Little detail parts. It probably isn't even coming out camera. Let's have a look. Okay, single sheet, I think. For additional model stability, components may be glued into place. Wow, you mean you can build it as snap fit? Oh, I see. It's kind of all looks like interlocking parts, like you get your IKEA flat pack furniture where it all kind of interlocks. That's cool. But I think I'll be gluing it. Okay. So it looks fairly straightforward. Looks supporting ribs must be glued in place. It's interesting how they put a bit saying you must do this before assembly at the end of the instructions. Yeah, you might wouldn't have put that at the start, never mind. There we go. Scan here for more information on working with HDF and acrylic. Brilliant. I think their website is still up. I think. Should we just try? Have I got a QR reader? I can't try because I'm filming on my phone. So hopefully that's still up and running. If not, I'm sure there'll be a million people on the YouTubes or on the internets that tell you how to do acrylic. I'm hoping it's not super glue. I'm hoping it's not super glue. I don't want to use super glue. But we'll find out. But that looks brilliant. This is going to be kind of interesting. Never done an acrylic kit before. And it looks... I'm getting vibes. You know what I'm getting vibes of? I'm getting vibes of when you were a kid in the 70s, if you're my age, and you got, you know, games, things like Kaplunk and stuff, and they had clear parts that slot in to make the game area play thing. And they kind of have that feel to them. The detail is super crisp. And of course it doesn't matter if it's scuffed and scratched because you're going to paint it. Smooth on that side, textured on that side. Wow, they are really, really super crisp. So when you're saying laser cut, I'm assuming that is... It's like when you get, you know, it's been used to shape the pieces and make all the little panel lines. I think these pieces pop out. Brilliant, I'm going to have fun with this. I don't want to get the parts out of the bubble wrap. Let's have a look at some bigger parts. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice panel lining, it's super crisp. Are they raised panel lines? I think they're actually slightly raised, but that's not a problem. Or are they I can't tell if they're raised or recessed. They might be a tiny bit raised, but that's fine. Brilliant. So I'm going to have an interesting time building this one. So I've got no idea about the lore behind it. But apparently this company used to make, not anymore, made lots of things like this for tabletop gaming, so ideal for things like Warhammer 40k and stuff. Just non-canon things you can add with the agreement of the other players. Obviously you don't want to dump in a non-Warhammer vehicle in the middle of a game of Warhammer 40k and assume everybody will accept it. Brilliant. Gilead, thank you very much. Obviously I bought this, so I can't really say thank you very much for that, although I can say thank you for selling it. But thank you very much for the teeny weeny teeny tiny tank, which almost gets me into Team 144. Although Chris did tell me, or Paul did tell me, one of the two. I was getting mixed up. I know. They did say I'm kind of in the club anyway, because I made a bear guy, which is 144 scale. So yay, I'm in Team 144. Hashtag Team 144. Thank you for my little wee fella tank. And thank you, this is going to go wrong now. Thank you for all my little minis, which I'm going to add these to my little collection, my massive collection of Warhammer Space Marines that Vincent sent me, which I do need to get to at some point, because there's going to be lots of miniature painting. So yes, I've got lots and lots of figures to practice my minis on now. You can see he has made a start on some of the Cadian troops. Now let me put my visor on, because I don't know if he's finished painting it or he's got a lot of the way. Let's have a look. Actually, he's got pretty much most of the way painting that one, and it looks kind of kick-ass. Cool, flamethrower dude. Awesome. Nice one. But what I'll probably do, and I hate to do this, but I'll probably reprime and repaint, just because I'll get my own colours going on. And I hate to do that, because I hate to cover up somebody else's work, but because he's put a lot of work into these, but it's part of the fun. So, brilliant, thank you, Gilead, thank you so much. I'm going to have immense fun with this ship. As to when I get round to this or these dudes, I'm not sure yet. As you know, I'm just trying to finish off 10 Master Chief. It's coming on nicely. Need to get that done ASAP, because I need to sell it, pay my car insurance and things like that, MOT. Then as soon as I've done that, I'll crack on again. We'll get back onto the Eagle transporter. Then as soon as that is done, my book is open then. I do need to get some Gunpla done. I need to get back to doing a Gunpla of some sort, because a lot of people say, when are you going to do another Gunpla? And I will be. So I might make a start on the big 1/60th no grade Freedom, but I don't know yet, because there are some other things coming to me in the post. As you know, I've just ordered the mega sized Unicorn Gundam. That might be the next one after the Eagle. So it's going to be a while yet, but these are going to go into the box with all the other Space Marines and dudes and Warhammer dudes I've got. And we're going to have a massive collection of little miniatures to paint. And I've got so many that I reckon I'm going to sort of learn well. I've got a lot to learn about painting miniatures and figures, so I've got lots of figures to work with. That looks great. I love these Cadian dudes. They've kind of like look like hardcore Marines, but they've got like the most the pants helmet in the world. They look like kind of 1940s American football type helmets, or rugby as we like to call it, rugby with girly armour. Yeah, I've just offended all the Americans, and it's not soccer, it's football. Oh, proper football. Right, Gilead, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate these extra freebies. I've got some other stuff turning up at some point, apart from the Unicorn. There's some other bits and bobs on the way, so we'll do little mystery packages things when they come in. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. Do stay tuned for more things coming up. I'll be sorting out another Master Chief episode very shortly for my Patreon patrons. And like I say, as soon as that's done, we'll get back on with the Eagle, which is for e-models and for everybody. So, take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome. Go do something awesome. Go be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much, Gilead. Adios, amoebas.